change the odds for every bookmaker in the country.
Tell them to bring me my money.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money. Money, money, money.
Dollar, dollar.
What up? The Grady Gamblers are back in the building.
Yeah. We here again today on this February, exactly 10th edition of the Greedy Gamblers, man. The day after the Super Bowl. Whoo! What a shitty Super Bowl we got on hand, man. You know I wasn't gonna ever tell you the Eagles was gonna win, man. But credit to the Birds, man. They got it done. More power to them. We moved, man. We'll see them next year, bro. Left hand up. You know it's Commander season, dog. We on the rise, man. We hope Howie get complacent for a year because they got their ring now like he did in 2018. People saying it might be the end of the Chiefs, though. What you think?
Nah, they about to reload, bro. Dude, their O-line was terrible, bro.
That would mean nothing for that game.
Bro, the Eagles D-line was so good.
Bro, one of the best performances I've ever seen a D-line have in the Super Bowl, dog.
Bro, just sack after sack after sack.
They just, dog. It was some crazy. Mahomes had his worst game as a pro.
Bro, it was awful. And the play calling was hell.
They couldn't do nothing on the Eagles. They couldn't make any adjustments, man.
Terrible. The O-line really got him.
They had a left guard playing left tackle, and it finally got to them.
They were trying to do their gimmick plays,
and they couldn't do none of them. None of the quick game. None of the quick game.
It weren't working. I don't even know why they just wouldn't why were they trying to make plays so long and
they were trying because they haven't been trying to go downfield all year, but they couldn't do any quick games. So they were trying to go downfield, and it did not work. I mean, the books got killed on the Jalen Hurts first touchdown because a lot of people had that. I heard.
Hit that. Let's go.
Yeah. A lot of people had Jalen Hurts first. They got killed because the Jahan Dotson touchdown didn't count. So then they called that back.
Bro, I had Jahan Dotson.
So yeah, that was the closest he almost had the first touchdown in the Super Bowl. It was some gimmick play, but besides, I don't think Barkley scored. But besides that, the main hits happened. AJ Brown scored. Devontae Smith scored. If you were gonna take Eagles wide receiver, you probably had less off the board and took someone like Dotson. Travis Kelce played terrible. Had his worst game as a Chief.
I had Kelce with the
played his worst playoff game as a Chief. DeAndre Hopkins was a nice sleeper. He got one. Worthy got one. So there were touchdowns to be had in this game.
Dude, Kelce might be put on the...
Yeah, we're not going to put him on the... You know it was one game, but Kelce, just know if you don't retire... Oh, yeah, he didn't do nothing versus Buffalo. But I don't think people... Did people bet on him like crazy versus Buffalo?
I had a bet on him.
2 weeks in a row. I mean,
all year.
This is what we'll do, Kelce. If you retire, Kelce, you're going on the list. We'll figure out in the off season. If you retire, man, you're going on the list out of principle.
I think we should just put him on the list.
Hear me out. We're gonna give him week 1 to redeem himself. If he doesn't, Travis Kelce's the first player we put on the list week 1.
All right, I'm down.
Yeah, we're gonna put him on the list week 1, off straight.
You better have a crazy year.
Bro, if he retires, he's going in off the strength.
Was out there celebrating with the Eagles.
Man, I got comments on that, but I'm gonna be respectful. That's some loser shit, dog. That's some loser shit, man.
Yeah,
man,
that's all you can say.
She's not even with none of the players, dog. She just went out there to just gloat.
That's her one thing that she'll ever that's her one achievement is that
she was out there when the Chiefs lost and got stepped on. Man.
Sad life.
Yeah. Now, we will start looking into more different futures markets for the NFL, and not really like next year's Super Bowl because it's way too early for stuff like that. But if Joe can find the markets, we're starting to look into like first round, first number one overall pick, stuff like that. We're starting to look at
Oh,
some of
I
the
got
draft
that.
futures.
I got that stuff.
Yeah, if we can find some of the draft, future Joe will tap in and lock in on that for the next month or two and give us some stuff. We got future Joe, man. But as long as he can find the markets, we'll be able to look into it. Some couple early shouts I'll give you is
First overall
obviously
pick.
it's either Cam Ward or Abdul Carter, unless they trade out. But I think that's like like a smaller chance third option. I think it's one of the
Those are the
first two.
favorites.
Yeah, it's one of the first two. If they go QB, it will be Cam Ward. He fits Brian Shanahan trying to do a lot. I didn't mean to say Brian Shanahan. I meant Brian
That's all
Callahan.
I
I got
have.
them confused. Brian Cal. Yeah, you'll probably see that for now. If you could eventually, when the draft gets closer, they'll do like top 5, top 10, top 15. I really wonder what a guy like Mike Green's top 10 odds are, bro. I bet you if they're plus money, smash them, bro. There's a chance he can go top number 8 to the Panthers. That could be really special because edge rush deep in this class, but there's not too many that are built like Mike Green, dog.
Yeah, I agree. He looks ferocious at the Senior
I
Bowl.
was early on Mike Green, dog. I've been on him since middle of the season, bro. Not Ohio State game, that was way early, but like I think it was like Coastal Carolina the week he had 3 sacks. He had 17 this year, led the country. He was at Marshall, so people didn't hear about him too much.
Yeah, he was good.
Hey, I did want to give a heads up. I was on the Cavs tonight. NBA is weird, so I am betting NBA now again for the first time in a while. The Cavs are up 22, so the Cavs are looking decent.
Oh yeah, I have. Part of the parlay was in this game. Donovan Mitchell over 9 rebounds and assists, and in the first half he has 8, so we should be good on that.
Yeah, I got the Cavs minus 6.5, and then I got the Kings money line versus the Mavs, and then I also got the Lakers. I got LeBron to have 8 rebounds, 8 assists, and I got Luca to get 6 assists. The only reason that's why I bet NBA because I want to know Luca to LA, dog.
So I also have the other part of the parlay is Kuzma under 19 points.
Hey! You know what we gotta play? Cause you just said that. Anytime you send out a prop that I love, I'm about to play
For I
this.
bet I could change the odds for every bookmaker in the country.
Tell them to bring me my money.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money. Money, money, money.
Dollar, dollar.
Hey, fuck Kyle Kuzma. Fuck Kyle Kuzma.
Kuzma's projected like 15.38 points tonight.
No Kyle Kuzma.
I think he gets that, and he's also projected the under on 2 AIs. So I like Kyle Kuzma under, and then I have Laurie Marketing over 25.3 rebounds and assists.
You think he's gonna shred y'all tonight?
I think we're gonna get it. He's definitely getting the rebounds and assists, and the points were over 2 on the AI, so I took it.
Okay. Point marketing. I do have another parlay. I did get Clemson minus 4.5 earlier. That's my 115, not a terrible price. And then I combined it with Houston. I bought down the minus 6.5, and I took the over at minus 12 at over 129.5. So nice little 3-leg parlay for plus 382 is my other parlay for tonight. 2 basketball parlays. We don't have any NHL. We will be talking about Four Nations face off in a little bit here. We got exciting matchups. Team USA looks loaded, man. We've got our first day of practices with the national teams. Canada was practicing today. They look loaded. I mean, it's probably going to come down to the USA and Canada. We'll get into it more in a little bit, but Four Nations starts off on Wednesday, man. I'm hyped. The Four Nations face off, man. USA, Canada, Sweden, and Finland.
Oh, this is the hockey all-star shit, right?
More or less, yeah. Instead of the All-Star game, they're doing the Nations face off, best on best, first time in like 8 years. Because the Olympics are next year.
I like it. Something different. Nobody watches All-Star games anyway. They're boring.
Bro, and like the people are actually gonna care about this. Like, let me rephrase that. The players, they're gonna act like they don't care about it until they get on the ice playing for their country, and then they're gonna care a lot more. That's my opinion. because there's a lot of hype saying like it's the all-star stuff, like exactly what you're saying. People don't care. I truly think players once they get on the ice for their it's gonna hit them like a ton of bricks and
And
they're
there's
gonna love
colors
it.
out
Like
here.
it's gonna be, bro. You see the Canadians coming out in the maple leaf in red with the red, bro. You see us in red, white, and blue, bro. Come
Red,
on,
white,
come on.
blue. Your colors don't rhyme, Pepe Le Pew.
Bro, and we actually have a chance. We're the favorites, I think, this year because our roster's loaded. I mean, so is Canada. Don't get me wrong. Canada got McDavid, McKinnon. I mean,
Yeah, let's go
Canada's
win.
nice, but the USA might. We have a better decor. Our defense is loaded. I mean, our goalie tandems are ridiculous. Like, and our forward group is very comparable. I mean, our first line is Eichel, Connor, and let me go pull this up. Yeah, his practices were today. We can just get into it now because we're here. Four Nations face-off starts off on Wednesday with Canada versus Sweden, if I'm not mistaken. Let me Four Nations face-off. Here we go. Yeah, Canada and Sweden. Dog, Canada is minus 215 money line, my guy. Team USA is minus 340 versus Finland. And to be quite honest with you, I like that minus 1.5 versus Finland. Finland's decor is so injured, bro. They had to call every single Finnish D and NHL practically. There's only one that didn't have to, because they all got hurt, bro. They would sign up for the team and then get hurt. So I don't know. I really like the Team USA on the second day on Thursday. We're gonna be here on Thursday to cover it more. We'll go in depth and we'll see line movement from now until then. But I like that the USA minus 1.5. It's like minus 124 right now, so it's like not even odds. That just shows you how dominant the Team USA should be in the first game.
All right, I like it. Use USA, USA, USA. You know I'm always going.
I wouldn't touch Canada, but I do like the Swedish team, man. I just think they're gonna be slightly overmatched in some of these games, but that's kind of what best on best hockey is all about. Sweden's gonna have a much better chance of advancing than Finland, in my opinion.
And that was hockey.
um, let's see. No, I mean we don't got any really other hockey to cover this week, and soccer is kind of 50-50. I might highlight a little bit of the Champions League for you guys. There's some high games starting off soon, but we do have a lot of basketball going on tonight. It is Luka's debut for the Lakers.
Let's go Lakers.
Man, it's crazy how they do it because you
Oh,
saw
I
how
had
they
my
tried.
Lakers shirt, but I forgot it today. What I do with
What was I gonna say? You saw how um they had the on Saturday they moved the Lakers game to TV, and it was funny because neither LeBron or Luca played on an ESPN game, and it was just Austin Reeves destroying the Pacers. He had like 45.
destroy. And to think the AI said take his under. I knew
Yeah,
not.
no.
I knew once. I was
Once
like,
Braun was out, there was
who's
no chance.
playing? I was like, who's playing? Because if Braun's out, that means no one's playing. It's just gonna be him. And I guess JJ told him he would need a line. He would need like 37, 8 and 8, and he went out there and fucking did the damn thing. Got a career high.
Just insane, dog. Yeah, Clemson's playing good basketball right now. They're up 16 still. You saw what they did to Duke.
Yeah, I was on Clemson. I won 8 units on Clemson.
I'm happy we
Thanks
was
to
talking
Koozie.
about it that day,
Good
bro.
luck. Good looks, Koozie. I had to DM him. I was like, yo, are y'all going to win today? He's like, yeah, we can.
He so, bro. It was Duke's hardest game, and it was Duke's like first loss in like 2.5 months. It was insane. The biggest upset of the day was it still was the Auburn game too, if I'm not mistaken.
I didn't see that
What a
coming. I'll be
bro!
honest.
Florida went onto their floor and knocked them off,
I
bro.
should have. I should have, because Florida's a good team. But
Bro, you guys still have to play them.
yeah, but we're going to win this one.
Hey man, we'll see. You guys got one on Saturday first. Big game. Number 1 versus number 2.
Yeah, I know. I was in Auburn today.
Oh yeah, I think I saw that on the timeline.
I went to Mama G's.
Was it good?
Ate one. Too much mustard. The meat was good, and they had good crunch with the bread. It was nice toasted, but it was good bread too. But
A lot of mustard.
not too much mustard, bro.
Bro, Clemson's up 19. Oh snap. Yeah, UNC is weird this year, man. They is just not good. Couple other results through the college basketball week, and Kansas loses to Kansas State in an upset. That was a pretty big upset. Um, Arizona wasn't really an upset versus Texas Tech. Matter of fact, I think they were even favored. Creighton was a slight upset versus Marquette, but not. It fit the method. You know what I mean? Like for example, Creighton was an unranked underdog. I mean, Creighton was an unranked favorite versus a ranked underdog in Marquette, and they beat them by 10. So it fit the method. So they weren't an underdog at all. They were underdog in terms of ranking, but they weren't an underdog in terms of like betting in basketball. So it makes sense. The other game, if I'm not mistaken, that we had that fit the criteria was Georgia, and they did not hit it. So me and Parlay made an executive decision on Saturday, and it's time. If you lose at home in the SEC game, you are officially going on the list.
Deuces, dogs.
Don't want to be a, never want to see it again, man. Get out of here, UGA. That was pitiful. Y'all literally, man, that was nasty.
Nasty,
That was
but at least
nasty,
I got
bro.
one.
Missouri lost weird too, but at least they were playing another ranked
That was a
team.
good game, though. I
Wade
watched some
Taylor,
of that
dog.
game. That was really. It was back and forth the entire game,
Wade
or most
Taylor.
of it.
You know what Wade Taylor do, man. We're gonna be on air when this Kings game kicks off, so I'm really interested how that's gonna go, man. Hopefully the Kings can pull through. If the Kings pull through, I think LeBron and Luca gonna take us home. Bro, you know how many of these dang Disney Channel Super Bowls commercials I've had to see? Not Disney Channel, the Disney World Super Bowl commercial, bro. I'm going to Disney World,
I haven't seen one.
bro. They've seen a bunch.
I saw
You could,
Jalen Hurts is already at Disney World.
bro. Oh, for real? See,
Yeah, riding rides.
bro.
It's on the Tron
You
Legacy
could,
ride. It looked pretty sick. I'm not gonna lie.
and he won Super Bowl MVP, man. Sad.
I'm
Jaden
going
Daniels
to
need
Disney
that award.
World. Roll Tide, baby. Congrats, Jalen. Congrats, Devontae. Congrats, Landon Dickerson, that everyone's leaving out.
You didn't even mention Tyler Steen. That's sad.
There's a bunch of guys, bro. But I had to get in Landon Dickerson, bro. Landon Dickerson was the guy.
Hey, shout out to
Dog.
they got a bunch of UGA dogs too. They got Jalen
They
Carter.
did. They did have a bunch
They
of
got
dogs.
Nolan Smith. They got a bunch of SEC players. Is the moral story.
They had a bunch of saved and Kirby players.
You draft the
Wow.
SEC players, man. You probably go a long way.
Tell Ballard that. Fucking dumbass.
Ballard hasn't drafted a real tight end in years.
Is he gonna get one?
Like dog.
Doubt it.
Let's see. So yeah, we'll have the Houston game. We'll probably be right around when we're getting ready to get out here. So we still got we got dueling bets on that because I got Houston, and then if I'm not mistaken, my boy Parlay got Baylor. So we are on opposite sides of that game, dueling game. So that game could turn into Give me 1 second. Could turn into a rat, one way or another, man. We'll see. We'll see how it go. Parlay's betting off the money on this one, so we'll see. NBA wise tonight, like I said, I got the Kings. Were you on the Nuggets?
Yeah, I got the Nuggets 9.5.
So you got the Nuggets tonight, 9.5 versus the Blazers. The Blazers have been playing good basketball recently, if I'm not mistaken. They finally just took their first loss. They were like 10-1 before that in their last 11, something crazy like that. So 10-2, 10-2 in their last 12. Man, I wouldn't be surprised if the Blazers tried to push them, but I can see the Nuggets covering. The Nuggets are playing really good basketball too right now.
Yeah, they are. They've won at least 5 straight.
Yeah, and they're covering.
Uh,
Excuse me, sorry about that.
and they're just a better team overall.
Well, yeah, obviously.
And I think that's what it's going to come down to.
I really wanted to bet the Lakers tonight, but I couldn't just because I feel like the whole public's gonna be on them with Luca's returns.
Everybody.
So
Everybody.
that's why I bet props instead, and I didn't even bet anything crazy Luca. I bet more LeBron props. Whether Luca's like fully on it tonight or not, LeBron will be because LeBron's gonna be trying to show off for Luca. So I expect LeBron to get a triple dub tonight. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes for it. He's had like 3 in the last 5 games. You can see him, if I'm not mistaken, triple double odds were plus 500, so really good odds on the triple double odds compared to most players. Listen, bro, LeBron's been playing 5 the past couple of games, dog. He took an injury break game off. He's coming back this game. I wouldn't be surprised if we get a 30-point triple double. Luca, I slot him in for a nice little 6 assists because I expect him to at least get something going with the second unit. He can get 6 assists walking in his sleep. That's nothing for him. And I also wouldn't be surprised to see him go a little bit more playmaking when his first game to try to work with his teammates a little more to show he's learning more and stuff like that. So 6 assists for Luca, like I told you guys. 8 rebounds for LeBron. 8 assists for LeBron. And I think LeBron will actually go and get that triple double. I think you can get him at plus 500 for a triple double. So I think the Lakers tonight, the props are probably going to be the way, but in the future, at least in the next few games and like in the honeymoon period, I'm really a believer in like the Lakers probably covering. I'm not really a huge believer in go far yet because they don't have a big, but I mean, people forget one thing, man. They always say Lakers got to guard, Lakers got to guard, man. You got to guard Luca and LeBron too, man. You got to guard Luca and LeBron too, man. So tonight I stay off it because it's probably gonna be as me and Parlay say. But next week and next following weeks, like for example, that Lakers Mavs game, don't be surprised if the Lakers give them go work, man. AD out for a month, that's another crazy thing, man. They rushed AD back and AD comes back and now he's hurt for a month. That's gonna mess with a little bit of the futures markets for the NBA, man. The Mavs, if they're not able to get in to the play-in, that their whole season's fried. Now they're in the playoff and playing right now. Lose out on spots, man. It could get sticky for them, bro. I'm being serious. Could be very, very sticky. They need the Mavs is like a do or die to get into playoffs, and they got to win playoff series this year. Like they're 8 seed right now. They got to play the Kings tonight, which is the Kings take a game off them. That's huge. They play Phoenix in the next couple of days, or in the next, if I'm not mistaken. Let me pull this up. No, my apologies. They don't play Phoenix in the next few days. They do have games against Phoenix coming up, but that won't be until after AD's back, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, yeah. So Phoenix don't got actually. Wait, no, they've already played the Suns 4 times, so they play everybody else but the Suns. Okay, that's interesting. That's very interesting. Okay, okay. Oh no, they got one game left, March 9th. That's about a month out, so AD might come back right around that game. So we'll see how that goes, but. Until then, yeah, the Mavs are do or die, bro. They gotta find a way to win games. I was just talking about the AD injury, how they rushed him back. He got hurt.
I
Now he's
heard you.
out for an extra month, bro.
Yeah,
They messed up with that one.
yeah, I agree, but we got rid of him. All good for me.
Well, y'all wouldn't have rushed him back. Is my point. They were rushing him back to try to prove a point to their fans that
Yeah.
he's good. Look at our team now with him here, and he looked great. Don't get me wrong, but then he got hurt, and they rushed him, and he has a real groin strain that could miss a month and need surgery. And if you miss surgery, it's season ending. Yeah,
You right? You right?
Lakers came up. Lakers came up, man.
We came up.
Hey, you want me to tell you a trend I've noticed?
Hmm. What you got?
Ever since the Wizards got Kyle Kuzma off the team, they start to compete. They're not winning games, but they're covering. Or they'll compete until the end, and then they'll not cover at the last second, like they did versus Cleveland the other night. But they've generally been covered because they get the Wizards are the worst team in the league, so they get these crazy spreads. Like, bro, they're playing the Spurs tonight, who are also not that good. Do they just have Wemmy? Bro, the Spurs were a minus 11.5 favorite. The Wizards are winning by 1 point right now in the third quarter. That's a 12-point swing. Now, obviously, fourth quarter is usually where those go to die, and the Spurs will probably pull away. But that just kind of gives you an idea of how if you're kind of watching some of these Wizards spreads, you can't attack some of them if they're really wide, bro. The margins, the books are just not looking at them, bro. They don't respect them at all. And it's honestly had the inverse effect because as soon as the Wizards got rid of Kyle Kuzma, they became way more competitive on both sides of the ball. They're passing the ball around more, actually taking better shots, and they're defending better.
Yeah.
All just because of getting rid of one player, Kyle Kuzma.
Kuzma buns.
So bad, man. The Bucks are trying to convince themselves they didn't just give us two good vets and a few first round pick swaps just to take care of Kuzma for us. We should. I'm mad we didn't trade him to Dallas for those two first round picks last year. That's still gonna piss me off. We could have got two first round picks out of Dallas. Dog. Good first round picks because the Mavs' future is iffy now with Luka gone.
Yeah, but right now, next year the Mavs could be pretty good.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. You see the new look Heat can't.
Yeah, they don't look too happy. Wiggins doesn't.
What'd you say?
Wiggins that didn't look too happy.
With some of that, the stuff they were doing with the drums and stuff like that.
Yeah, did you see that? that
Yeah.
was,
Bro, he's 1 for 7 tonight.
who? Wiggins?
Wiggins. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's 1 for 7. Bam's 4 for 10. Uh, Jovic is 2 for 7. Bro, Rozier's 1 for 5. They're playing the Celtics and they're just getting kind of swarmed. Hey, you know who really got swarmed by the Celtics, bro? You see the Knicks over the weekend,
Nah, what they do?
bro. The Knicks lost by 25 to the Celtics, dog. Like everybody's saying the Knicks are supposed to be the team that's supposed to compete in the offseason this year with the Celtics, and so far it's just not been the case. They've played twice, and the Celtics have won 152 to 109 and 131 to 104. And the Knicks made all these trades to try to match up physically with the Celtics position for position, and it has not mattered.
Just not good enough.
And that's looking like your second round matchup right now too. So they better figure something out if they want to try to go in the playoffs. The Pacers somehow. Remember how everybody was writing the Pacers off, bro? They somehow pushed back up the 4 seed.
They're a 4 seed. You wouldn't know the way that Bucks.
Bro, literally, they're the 4 seed right now. The Pacers are the 4 seed right now. 29-22. They have 7-3 in their last 10. The Bucks have also started to fall apart, and they've dropped out of that top four because Giannis is out right now. And if Giannis is out, they're just a different team.
Totally different.
Now Dame suddenly tries harder apparently when Giannis is out. I don't get it, but it's what it is. Another thing I've watched and I kind of saw a video on, shout out Eurobasket News. They showed this video on the new look Grizzlies, how the Grizzlies are looking this year and why they're like a lot better than what they were last year when they weren't unhealthy and now they're healthy this year. It's not just health. They're running a little bit different schemes, but then I also talked to one of my Grizzlies friends and he kind of gave me a little bit more insight to where we can bet against the Grizzlies in the playoffs. When they get into those big teams, they're not going to be able to run their sets because they don't really run that many sets. What they do is they get a rebound and they run in transition. They play a lot of Michigan State Izzo ball. It's all about playing in transition, 7 seconds or less. Push, 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 push. And if you stop them in transition, like for example, a prime example for this was when they played OKC on Saturday in the middle of the week. OKC kind of just handled the Grizzlies, man. The Grizzlies had nothing for them. The Thunder were up from the beginning of that game and they cruised throughout the whole game. So that's something to look out for. If a team's able to play good transition defense, do not bet the Grizzlies, especially in the playoff setting, because the game's going to slow down. That's when you have to have your half court sets in lock and step. And if you don't, GG's, brother. GG's.
GG's.
Oh, you know what? I gotta get a. Casa hit a W on Wednesday night with the UFC. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It did. I
We had a nice. What were you about to say?
I said I did it.
We had a nice little three-leg parlay for you guys. We had Talison Teixeira getting his first UFC victory with a first-round knockout over Justin Tafa. Uh, this is kind of the fight I was telling you guys on one of the main card fights, because I was looking at this and the Boifalo fight. Both him and Boifalo were Brazilian favorites versus Australian underdogs, and the Boifalo fight you would have gotten a void because the fight ended in a draw. But if you bet Teixeira, you would have gotten that W, and Teixeira came through clutch. The first round knockout within the first minute. My biggest pick of the night, man. I wish we had an opposite. We're gonna get something else opposite of the poo poo list eventually, man. Because shout out Zhang Wei Li, man. Wei Li Zhang, you are a superstar, man. Plus money, bro. I was excited, man. He plus
Crazy.
135, if I'm not mistaken, bro. She was doubted by everybody. Tatiana Suarez was supposed to be this big bad contender, and she got handled, bro. Handled. And in the main event, I said Dudu, Dricus Duplessis versus Sean Strickland in a 5-rounder, bro. I had it to go to distance. I did want to bet DDP at the end of the day. For it to go to distance was like minus 160. DDP was like minus 200. So I got better odds for it to go to distance. Thankfully, that Sean Strickland did not quit with a broken nose. He went for all 5 rounds. Credit to him, because had he quit, that would have missed and messed up the parlay. So shout out Sean Strickland for fighting through those 5 rounds with a broken nose, brother. We appreciate you. You respect coin.
Crazy.
Bro, we had a lot of coin respecters on this card, man. A lot of coin respecters. I'm not gonna lie. I bet. You want me to tell you a funny thought? During the fight card, I thought I bet the Rodfollow Bellatado fight and the Jimmy Crute fight. I thought I bet that fight, and I was freaking out because the first round, Jimmy Crute just dominated the guy and just threw him on the ground, and the guy couldn't get up, and he just kept beating him, choking him. And it was like a 10-8 round. And then over the next 2 rounds, Butterfather just kind of handled him, took care of it, and they won both. He won both rounds 10-9. So if he'd not lost the first round 10-8, he would have won. And then I go and look at my books, and I realize I didn't even bet on this man's, bro. I was just like, calm down, Casa, man. Calm down, Casa, man. I passed out during the next fight. I'm like, all right, bro. All right, bro. It's like my levels of calmness during that second fight on the card were like all over the place. It was funny. Let's see what else we got. Have any of the lines came out for tomorrow's college basketball yet, Joe?
I can check real quick.
Yeah, because if there is, we do got a couple games covering. We can see a couple fit the method. Yo, Clemson's up 28, dog. Oh, the 26. I can't do math. Now that's vicious.
College basketball for tomorrow?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got lines.
I bet. Let's start going through them then, because we got big slates tonight, tomorrow night. There's good games. You right? You see them?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, baby. Let me pull it
Who
up.
do you want?
Let me see if I got lines for tomorrow. Oh, I do too. All right, I can go in this with you then. Okay. So tomorrow we got UF is favored on the road versus Mississippi State. Bro, can you see any money on that?
See, the lines moved in Mississippi State's favor.
That's dicey, man. Cause the UF and you want me to tell you set the scene for the road the SEC tournament right now. So right now, Auburn and Alabama are both 9-1 in the SEC. You got, and they're the 1 and the 2 seed. You in the 3 and the 4 seed, you got Alabama. I'm not. You got Auburn and Texas A&M. Both of them are 7-4. They play each other in the final week. Before that, they both have a slight easier schedule. The difference is they both play Mississippi State, which is probably both their hardest game. Now, Texas A&M does have to play Tennessee, but they get them at home. And I asked my Tennessee guy, who says they just match up horribly with A&M. They usually don't get that win in they don't get that win in College Station. They don't win that game. So I'm generally thinking that for Florida, this is like I said, both A&M and Florida play Texas State. This was going to be a test for Florida. You can expect an emotional letdown after knocking off the number 1 team in the country on the road, but they also give you that mindset that they can beat anybody on the road. So that's it makes sense why they're favored here. Uh, we'll track that a little more going through, but my early lean is that game is a it's definitely looks to be a rat because Mississippi State could go and just blow it all up as we're saying, but Florida should win. And since we don't have any public money on that and the line's moving reverse, yeah, nah, no parts of that. No parts of that. Don't want it. Don't want it.
Reverse, reverse.
One thing I think is crazy is Kentucky beat underdogs at home. I bet you that line's already moved in their favor. Has it?
Kentucky.
Mhm.
I'll close it out. Let me bring it up.
Oh, you're good. You're good. You're good. Nah, yeah, there's good games on Tuesday. Kentucky's a +2.5 favorite versus the Vols at home in Kentucky. Now, I know the response is, well, didn't Tennessee just lose
Nah,
at home?
oh,
Hmm? It hasn't at all. That's interesting to me because Kentucky's been inconsistent, yes, but they looked a lot better at up and away from. And Tennessee kind of should play the play style that messes with Kentucky. They rough them up. They get into their face. Tennessee lost to this team at home, dog, man. I could see the Vols at Rupp shooting really well and winning this game. +2.5. I think that +2.5. Vegas might have got that one slight wrong just because Kentucky's been looking weird half the year. They're inconsistent.
you 2.5. I see
Ooh,
one.
what's up?
I see one and a
You, s-
half.
you see 1.5 for Kentucky? That shows you maybe there's some different books got it at different places. Yeah, I see it at FanDuel. Well, I just saw a line. This is an unranked game, so I don't know if you'll be able to see it right away. But West Virginia versus BYU, I love that line for West Virginia at home. I know they're a kind of pleated team, but they played with Javon Small at point. As long as Javon Small is playing, West Virginia should be solid. Hansberry can play for them. The main player that they're missing is DeVries, the coach's son, and he's a good player. Don't get me wrong, but they've been winning without him this year a little bit too. So I like West Virginia tomorrow, -1.5.
What about Michigan?
Michigan, they're playing Purdue. I mean, I'm not. I always come off as Purdue hater, so I'm gonna keep my licks to myself. But I will say, Michigan being -2.5 at home seems just about right. You got Danny Wolf playing good basketball for them at their 5 position. I wouldn't be surprised if they're able to guard up on that pick and roll game and Trey Coughlin and Braden Smith with Purdue. Because if you're able to guard Trey Coughlin and keep him like limited, especially with their big man duo of Golden and Wolf, I Michigan should at least win that game. Covering, I mean, they might win by 2 for all I know, but it could be close.
I like it.
Illinois UCLA is a dicey game. I see that one. Illinois is a 5.5 point favorite at home. Illinois is kind of like Kentucky in terms of you don't know what you're going to get for them. The closest comparison, funny enough, Kentucky I compare more to Louisville. You know who I compare Illinois to? Compare them to Duke because it's a very similar team build. It is a very young team, wet behind the ears. They're still learning some things, and this is the type of game where UCLA is an older team. They could go into Illinois and kind of like rough them up a little bit. So this game right here is another one that we call. Yeah, yeah, rat. Now, one road game I do like. Now there is a road game I do like. I do like Kentucky, Arizona on the road versus Kansas State, minus 3.5 point favorite. Kansas State starting to play a little bit better basketball. They got that huge shocking upset versus Iowa State, and then they also just beat Kansas just now to get their split with Kansas. But Arizona is playing the best basketball in the conference right now. I don't see a way that Kansas State's gonna catch this one. They've only lost one game in conference, Arizona, and that was to Texas Tech, and they already avenged that loss. So I like Arizona in this game on the road to bounce into Manhattan, Kansas, and catch a W. Texas A&M only being 7.5 point favorite versus Georgia's interesting to me. I think in the way that line's moving, I think it looks like it might drop, or it moved. It already did drop. It must have been higher. A&M's in a similar position to Florida in terms of they're both 7-4. They both got to be able to compete here and win these games because if they don't, they're gonna drop out. The Vols are literally sitting at that 5 seed, waiting to get a double bye, bro. Just waiting for one of those teams to lose because Tennessee did not have a good start to SEC play.
All right.
Anything else on Tuesday? Let me see. You got Alabama as a 4.5 point favorite versus Texas on the road. It could get a little weird for y'all, but I do think y'all win.
Oh, I think I'm going to an Alabama basketball game.
Are you going to the game on Saturday?
Uh,
Which one? Next week?
Mississippi State,
Is that next Wednesday?
the 25th,
Wednesday after next. Okay.
Tuesday after next.
Okay. And I like Creighton minus 3.5. You got UConn having to go all the way out to Nebraska. That could be solid. Anytime I see a home favorite that's minus 3.5 or an away favorite that's minus 3.5, that line that minus 3.5 makes me think because that's when it's like, all right, this was on a neutral court, it'd be about pick 'em. If it was in a home team, if it was a away team, if it was on a neutral court, this would be about a -6. So I kind of think about it like that. I do think about it like that. Like another thing I see is USC and Penn State. They both suck, bro. They both suck. But USC at Penn State has to go cross country to California to play a conference game, bro. So that USC minus 4.5 looks interesting. It does. Because whenever you make a team go cross country, I always hate that, especially in the ACC too. Whenever that's why it pisses me off. You know Duke don't got to do it here, right? Duke don't got to go play Stanford or Cal. Both of them are going to Duke.
Lucky.
Yeah, yeah, because that cross country stuff is a bitch. The ACC and the Big Ten both got it. Big 12's kind of too, but not like. Actually, no, Big 12 got it a lot too. What am I saying? Imagine going to play UCF having to go to play BYU.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, man. So it's
Go to
like
UCF.
these cross countries are ridiculous, and you don't see it as bad. Now you do see it as bad in football because you got it in football too. It's just they got a week to prepare, so that makes it slightly easier. But nah. And yeah, that's just about it. I don't really want to cover the rest of these games. Oregon's a minus 8.5 point favorite. Same principle. You got a team in Northwestern who's built. It's based in Illinois, having Oregon. So yeah, they're about to get hit. College basketball is kind of scattered, but those are the main things. I do like the Kentucky at home. I think that's an interesting line. I do like West Virginia at home. I think that's an interesting line. Arizona on the road. Those are all interesting. Florida looks like it could be a rat. You got where was the next one that we were covering? Michigan. It could be radish, but I can see parlays point on Michigan. I can see them going to win that game. Purdue hasn't really been tested in the Big Ten in a few weeks now, so if they get punched in the mouth, they could feel it. They could feel this one most definitely. UCLA and Illinois, like I said, I personally think that's also a rat. Illinois might be able to get caught behind the ears because they're a little too young in that team. Uh, Arizona, like we already mentioned, I also think Arizona should be solid on the road versus Kansas State. Jerome Tang, bouncing back from a emotional win. He's not going to be able to handle this with Kansas State and them boys. So that's probably about it for the college basketball slate. I'm eyeing that Texas A&M line because I think Texas A&M should be favored by more, but it's just proving my point that A&M's just doing the way they play is just prone to close games. Now they're going to win those close games, but it's prone to close games. So that's college basketball for tomorrow. Uh, I do have, like I told you guys, half tonight, and I have Houston minus 6.5 with the over 129.5. Parlay got Baylor tonight, if I'm not mistaken, right? Parlay, you want to tell them the rest of your parlay?
Yeah, Baylor Donovan Mitchell's already hit the 9 rebounds and assists. Kyle Kuzma's currently at 5 points. Need under 19 and 25 point rebounds and assists for Laurie Marketing. Also on
Okay.
for minus 9.5.
Hell yeah. And then I got LeBron, 8 rebounds. LeBron, 8 assists. Ooh. Luca, 6 assists. And I got the Cavs minus 6.5 and the Kings money line. Kings are up 4 right now. The Cavs are up 21. And we just got the Lakers to close it out tonight, man. So decent shouts. Not too much else left to us to cover tonight. We were planning to go a little longer, but it's just not much for us to cover tonight, man. It's mostly just college basketball tonight. We will have a little bit more coverage on Thursday for the week. We will bounce back. Have, if I'm not mistaken, like I said, yeah, Four Nations will start, so we'll have a couple Four Nations games to cover on Thursday. We'll also have the weekend college basketball to get into. There's no NFL, so we're just gonna start opening up more of the branching out of what we can on. I might start highlighting soccer more and more as we go on these Monday shows that are slightly longer. Just not tonight, not tonight. It is the Champions League, but it's the first leg, so we're gonna rest through the first leg, see how the first leg of these knockouts go. The knockouts before the knockouts, like the play-in. They got a play-in tournament to the knockouts in the Champions League now, parlay. They got a play-in tournament to the knockouts, bro. You know who they got your team playing? Man City. They got y'all playing Real Madrid.
I don't know
They
about
set
that.
y'all up, bro. They got y'all playing. You don't know Madrid, Real Madrid? Kylian Mbappe?
Yeah, I know. Oh, I thought Luka. I just got a notification saying Luka Doncic will make his Lakers debut today. And I thought it was going to be he's not playing today, my bad.
Oh man, I honestly with that news, man, that's just about a good sign for the head out here. That being said, bro, that's the brother parlay.
That's Matt.
We the gritty gamblers, man. We'll catch y'all on Thursday, man. Peace.
Whenever I bet, I can change the odds for every bookmaker in the country.
Tell them to bring me my money.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.